So you want to get a release from your upline and you're in the Medicare space, life insurance space, something like that. And a release is very important in order for you to move from one upline or FMO to another, okay? In this video, I'm going to go over exactly what you should ask for, how you should go about it, and how the process works when you're asking for a release.
This video is brought to you by none other than Hire Heroes, you guys. Hire Heroes is your one-stop shop when it comes to virtual staffing and making sure that you have qualified talent with your business. One thing that I love about Hire Heroes, you guys, is they've actually gone through the process already of vetting and making sure that your staff member is well trained to best fit your needs. Whether you need help with social media work, posting things on your accounts, responding to people that send messages to your social media accounts, whether you need help with data entry or a multitude of other things that they're qualified to do, Hire Heroes has got you covered. If you're having trouble finding quality talent and number two, affording to be able to run payroll for that talent, Hire Heroes has got you covered with an affordable alternative to have a virtual assistant working for your business. There's a link down in the description of this video to where you can learn more about getting your own VA through Hire Heroes. I certainly recommend it. They're what we use in our business for all of our virtual assistant needs, and you will want to make sure that you check them out today.
So you're unhappy where you're at, and you want to move from one hierarchy, one FMO to another, okay? How do you go about asking for a release, and what are the things that you need to know? Well, I'm going to talk specifically about the Medicare space because that's primarily kind of what we're focused on. But some of these principles can be carried over into the life insurance space as well, maybe ACA. So it's going to be a video that should be helpful for a myriad of different purposes depending on who you are in this video. When you're asking for a release, typically it's because you're not happy, or maybe there's another organization that has stepped forward and has offered you something that's just you feel like is a better fit, about your better value proposition for you and what it is that you do, okay? Now, what is exactly needed for a release? Well, a majority of the time with most insurance companies, there are two different situations of you moving contracts. Specifically in the Medicare space or the Medicare Advantage space, Medicare supplements as well in some instances, you're either going to be released from your upline, which means usually they will grant you a document, right? What's known as a general release. A general release is a piece of paper basically on their letterhead that they've typed up that says, we agree to release so-and-so from the following insurance companies, right? Sometimes they'll try to play games with it. FMOs like to play a lot of games and they like to play dumb. A lot of them do this. And they will provide a release that says, we'll agree to release so-and-so from any insurance company that they have with us. But most of the time, the insurance companies want to specifically see their name listed, okay? And they want to specifically see not only your name, but if you have a company and a corp, they want to see the corp on there. If you have any agents that are contracted with you, they might want to see those contracted agents on there, depending on how everything is structured, okay? So that would be what's known as a general release, and that's usually the best case scenario. Now, there are some insurance companies that have their own forms that you actually have to sign, the old upline has to sign, and the new upline has to sign in order for you to move. Now, usually with releases, most insurance companies are going to want to see the release from the top of hierarchy organization. What I mean by the top of hierarchy organization is whoever's at the top, whoever's direct to the insurance company. So if you're under an upline, and that upline's under an upline, and that upline's under an FMO, the person that needs to provide the release is the organization or the party that's at the top of hierarchy. Okay. Now, normally the way this will work is let's say you're in a multi-layered hierarchy like that. Normally, the top of the hierarchy will not release unless they have everybody below them's consent to release. That's just good business most of the time. I think any FMO that wouldn't do that, that's just, bad taste, bad business. It's kind of universally understood in the industry, okay? So usually you're going to want to go to whoever your direct upline is, and then usually they will make the determination if they want to release you, and then they'll send it up the chain of command, okay? It's kind of a situation where they hold all the cards. If you wanted to release yourself and without a release, you would have to go through what's known as an intent to transfer with most insurance companies. And most carriers are going to be a 3 to 6 month wait in the situation of an intent to transfer, okay? A self-release process is also how it's known as. And so a self-release process takes 3 to 6 months. A lot of Medicare Advantage companies, if this bleeds into September, October time period, they will have what's known as blackout dates. Blackout dates are important to know because if your wait time bleeds into the blackout period, it won't move until January 1st because they just don't let people move for Medicare Advantage contracts during AEP. Now, med sub companies, you might be able to. It just depends on that specific company's internal rules and their regulations. Now, how do you actually want to go about asking for the release? I've seen people do this a lot of different ways. I've seen people suck up. I've seen people get angry and demand it. I think the best way to go about it is to be incredibly cordial, professional, formal, and also to just make sure that you are very clear with what you are asking. Okay, so list the companies you want to be released on. Put it all in one email. Yes, I do think an email is the best way to do this because if you call somebody up, unless they are a close personal friend outside of the business, it's better to just do it over email because number one, you have a documented email that you actually sent, that you can prove that you sent the request asking for the release. A phone call, there's always deniability, right? That you actually made the request. So that's very important. But also with an email, it's not as awkward, should I say. You don't have somebody trying to pressure you to change your mind and stay with them, which nobody wants to find themselves in that situation, right? And one thing you have to understand is it's business. If you are in a situation where you want to move to a different organization, it's business. It's okay. So the best way to do it is to type out a very friendly, cordial, formal email and be explicitly clear on the details. So an example would be, hello, so-and-so organization, or whatever the case might be. I'm reaching out to you today because I wanted to request to be released from the following insurance companies. I would like a general release. And I wanted to thank you for everything that you and your organization has done for me over the years. I really appreciate it. I have found another organization that I feel like is a better fit for me, and I would like to move forward with this release. Please let me know if you need anything from me, and thank you for all your help over the years, or something like that. It doesn't have to be super detailed. It doesn't have to be a novel, right? Now, you might have somebody reach out to you from that organization and be like, hey, what's going on? Maybe we can talk about this. And that's fine. I think what you're going to be looking at is the email is good because it's documented proof. It's very clear. It's in writing, right? There's no hearsay, she said, he said kind of games going on. Now, if you have debt, let's say you have chargeback debt, no organization will release you because if you leave, that debt rolls up to them and they have to be stuck with it. So understand that you have to have your ducks in a row. Make sure all your debts are cleared. Make sure that they didn't just buy you thousands of dollars of leads or anything like that, because anything like that where they just made significant monetary investments with you, or they might be stuck with chargeback debt or roll-up debt, that's going to be a reasonable excuse that they can use to hold your contracts and not release you. So make sure that you have no reason for them not to release you, and make sure you approach it properly, professionally, and kindly. That's going to be the best thing you can do. Remember, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And if you come demanding, aggressive, be like, you better do this or I'm going to do this, typically you're not going to find somebody willing to help you out. Now, if they're playing games with you and everything like that and you have some kind of leverage, then that's a different thing. And trust me, uplines and FMOs in the insurance space play a lot of games. They do. And they play stupid. They're not going to do you any favors when you're moving away from them. They would like to delay it as long as possible usually, because the longer you're under them, the longer you're going to make money off of any new sales that you make during the process. So just understand how the game works and understand how that whole process will go. That's going to be the best process in my opinion. I've seen it work very well time and time again. And most organizations, most reputable and good organizations out there don't want to have a reputation that they won't release for no good reason. So usually they will release you in a timely manner, and then you can properly move over to your new organization, and hopefully it works out better for you. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you want to know more about some insights and kind of how some stuff like this works, get a ticket to the Six Figure Medicare Agent Summit while you can. It is my conference, my event that's happening in Salt Lake City, Utah that my company is hosting. It is June 9th and 10th in 2023, of course. Like I mentioned, here in Salt Lake City, it is a 2-day event where 17 amazing top 1% of the industry speakers from all over the country come to teach you how to build your business better over a period of time. and I think you would love the experience. We'd love to see you down there. The link to the summit can be found down in the description of this video so you can learn more, look at ticket options, hotel options, and everything like that. We'd love to see you at the summit. And as always, like this video if you enjoyed the content. Comment your thoughts down below. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. Here's to your success and your abundance. Thanks, guys.